Hello, 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 and welcome back. Welcome back to The Random Show, episode number... What episode is it? I always forget what episode I'm on when I'm doing these type of things. I don't really know why. Maybe I don't really pay attention to things. Maybe I'm a weirdo. I'm not really too sure Wagwan, but I always forget the number of the episode just as I'm going live. Today's episode is episode number 276. That's it. Episode number 276 of The Random Show with your host, Agostino Zinga. What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking wherever you may be out there in this lovely special world? I hope you are all having a great time. You're all living your lives and doing what needs to be done on this lovely, lovely, lovely summer's day. Summer's morning. It's nice and lovely. The weather isn't as hot as it once was at the beginning of the week. I'm not dying. I'm not complaining. So you're going to get way more content from me because I'm not roasting like a little piglet in my little well-insulated apartment that doesn't have any air conditioning, but does have a decent window that I can open from both sides and take off the latch and get some fresh air in. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that regardless. So pick up everybody. I appreciate you for tuning in. Part 2 of the special Return of the King show. We're going to go over a couple of more clips that people have uploaded on the Friday Kids subreddit regarding BJ's appearance on 10 Minutes of Shorb. We're going to go through Brendan's wife detailing some weird interaction that she had with some guy at a Starbucks that might have resulted in Brendan going to prison. Luckily it didn't end that way, but it seemed like she was purposely getting herself into a bit of passer, then calling Brendan to come down and back her beef, which I think is very dangerous considering that he's a former professional fucking athlete and he's also somebody that clearly has a lot of pent up aggression and anger inside of him. You know, telling him to come down and sort your fucking little argument you're having with some guy at the drive-thru at a flipping Starbucks probably isn't the best thing to do, because he's going to come there with a lot of rage and he's going to want to take out all his anger on people like myself and homeless cats on some unsuspecting victim in the parking lot of a Starbucks. Regardless, we've got loads of things to talk about, loads of things to get into. Let's not waste any more time and let's dive right into it. Return of the King part 2, episode number 274 of The Random Show. Let's freaking go. First things first to talk about, I want to quickly talk about this clip that I saw on the Shade Bar regarding Stefflon Don addressing her controversial comments about 9-to-5 workers. I'm not going to lie, I don't know much about Stefflon Don outside of her music, and even her music I'm not super well versed in, but I do know online she's not well liked. I do know online people don't seem to like her personality, they don't seem to like how she talks, they don't seem to like how she acts, they don't seem to like her on-off relationship with Burna Boy and stuff. I don't know. She seems to have a lot of like hate online, but I think a lot of the hate also stems from her brother. I forgot his fucking name, but her older brother, or I don't know if she's older or whatever, but one of her brothers got in trouble. He was a pretty decent rapper for a time, but unfortunately his rap career got completely derailed. And now, if I'm not mistaken, he's like a Forex trader or something, or he does crypto and he lives in Dubai. But her brother got into some trouble because allegedly he was trying to hook up with some young girl. And I think the young girl might have been like a family friend or something to make it even worse. So it was some pedo shit, and it was some family friend, extended family member or something. It was really mad. I think it might happen during the pandemic, so everybody was on their phone watching this sort of thing play out, and his career kind of got crashed in real time. And maybe, again, I'm misremembering things, I don't know Wagwan, but maybe she might have leapt to the defense of her brother, and then people obviously would cancel her because they're like, oh shit, you're a pedo defender. I don't know. Either way, she doesn't have a lot of good rep online. ZZ Mills sat down with Stefflon Don for an interview, and I guess they have already their own beef. From what I can understand, reading between the lines, ZZ Mills and Stefflon Don have their own little passer going on. They don't like each other. They've had bad run-ins with each other. I don't know. Either way, this is meant to be like a big interview. People are really hyped about it. But there's a clip that people are talking about here on the Shade Borough, where she addresses her controversial comments about 9-to-5 workers. So I'm curious to see what Stefflon Don said about 9-to-5 workers. This should be good. She might have said something very toxic and funny. Let's see what Stefflon Don had to say about 9-to-5 workers and how she addressed the comments on the ZZ Mills show. Let me get the volume on here so you can hear it. Let's go.
Perfect. Now, Okay.
So I was coming out my studio. I used to have a
Okay.
studio on Tottenham Court Road.
Right.
And right next to it was Planet Organic. So I was leaving at 5, 6 in the morning.
Right.
And people were in there setting up. So I'm like, bro, if you're setting up at 5, 6, that means you have to get up at like 3 in the morning and come here
Right.
and basically work for chump change.
I'm already laughing. I love Steph London. I'm gonna back her. That's my fucking girl. Already the beginning of the story already sounds bad. So you were at a studio, you were living your life as a musician, this privileged life that not a lot of us can live, where you get to chase your dreams, chase your fucking interests that you had since you were a kid, live out all your fantasies and stuff. You're recording music in the center of London. It's a great place. You're popping out to get yourself a little 1-2 Rubicon, and then you walk past the shop and you see people setting up. You know, it's a retail store, right? People have to set up in the morning, and the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, look at how much better I am than these people. The first thing that comes to your mind when you walk past this shop is, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so much better than these people. You immediately start fucking job shaming, poor shaming and shit. I rate it because I think most people have these thoughts in their head. Most people do, especially if you work in the arts or you're a creative person or God forbid you're an influencer. I'm sure influencers look down on people, for sure. Especially if they go like to a coffee shop and they see some kid about their age serving them coffee. They definitely look down on them. They definitely make them feel like shit, and they definitely in their own heads, without even saying it, but maybe, you know, giving that aura that they think they're better than that person. Like, oh my God, I would never work here. I'd rather die than work in a coffee shop. All this sort of shit. So I rate this energy already. I'm rating this energy from fucking Steph London. Let's fucking go.
So that's how I worded it. But
Yeah, yes, now I remember. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I wasn't mad at the workers. I'm mad at the employers employing these people, giving them chump change. I'm like,
Right,
this
okay.
person has to get up at 3 in the morning to be here.
Right.
I get what she's trying to say. Good message, probably the worst messenger. Decent message, maybe the worst messenger, and maybe the way that she worded it probably didn't come across the best. But still, I rate the rudeness. I rate the upfront rudeness. I rate it so much. I love people that are just honest and are just completely themselves. Let's go, Steph London. Shit on these retail workers. Shit on these 9-to-5ers. Shit on these people. Who would work a 9-to-5? Man, that's disgusting.
Basically, and you're giving them chump change. So that's what the story was.
Okay.
And I explained it on my story after, because before
Chump change. I don't get out of bed for less than a fucking 10 grand, mate. Like, what? £6 an hour? What? Nothing on my body is less than £100. £6 an hour.
any blog caught wind, some of my followers started messaging me like, what do you mean it's chump change? I was like, nah, I'm talking about why are they getting chump change for such
Something.
no.
Okay.
So I was coming up
Okay, next slide.
big job. I feel
Right,
like they
okay.
deserve more money.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying.
Oh, so she was fighting for the workers' rights. She's advocating. She's actually advocating for workers. She's not she's not taking the piss out of them. She's not taking the piss out of retail workers. She's advocating for them. She's using her platform, using her position in life to say, you know what? I'm going to reach down and I'm going to pull you guys up, but not on my level. I'm just going to pull you up by your pinky so people can see this mess of a situation you're in and advocate for you to get more money. Then I'm going to drop you back down where you're at. But I'm advocating for you. I'm not taking a piss out of you when I'm walking past your retail store at 4 a.m. in my lovely, amazing Gucci gown or something on my way to go get a 1-2 drink for my studio session with my little fucking Birkin bag. I'm not looking down on you. I'm actually annoyed that you don't get paid more. You should actually get paid way more. You guys deserve to be paid as much as fucking lawyers. Like, what?
And so then I explained it. In another story, but then obviously Shea Bora just took.
Okay, and
then it was like, you're cussing people chump change. And then I didn't feel like to defend myself because I just felt like that's not what I said.
Chump
and if you go to
change.
my story, I've explained it. And you just choose not to. So I never felt like to defend, which probably is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now looking back,
I love the arrogance, man. Honestly, I love the arrogance of like saying something that a lot of people don't agree with and that is demonstrably wrong, and then not having the humility to explain why you said it, or to maybe walk it back a little bit or whatever. You're just like, fuck you. I said what I said. If you took it the wrong way, you took it the wrong way. I love it, man. I love it. I fucking love it. Her attitude fucking stinks, but I don't mind her. I honestly don't mind her because she's real. You know, she's the kind of person that would maybe, you know, you probably should be wary about asking her for a picture if you see her out. Especially if you're a guy. She might make you feel like a cockroach. But I rate that she's consistently her. She doesn't fake the funk. Yo, big up Fashion Road, man. Wagwan. Trump change, you know. Yeah, she's the best. I'm not gonna lie. I like Steph London. She seems very toxic. She seems very rude. She's the kind of person who legitimately judges you based on what you're wearing, what car you're driving, what's on your watch and shit. She seems to be very materialistic and shit. But I like it. I like how vapid, shallow, and materialistic that she is. Because at least she's honest about who she is. I like Steph London. Let's go.
I probably should have explained. I said, that's not what big job. I feel like they deserve more money.
Okay,
Yeah.
next
So
slide.
that's what I was saying. So then I explained.
Okay, so then I guess that's the original post. The original post that she put up that got her in trouble says the following: how could you wake up every day and work for someone else's dream for some chump change? I'll never. Oh my God, she lied. She lied. What she said was actually way worse. What she said originally was clearly way worse than how she's trying to make it seem. How could you wake up every day and work for someone else's dream for some chump change? I'll never understand that. Babe, some people don't have a choice. Some people aren't lucky enough to become like a very successful and very famous rapper. You know, that also happens to date one of the most successful African artists of his generation or of all time. Do you know what I mean? Not all of us have that kind of luck. Some of us have to work regular 9 to 5s for some chump change. That is our luck in life. And it's funny too, because those chump changes, I bet you probably make up the majority of her audience. The people that do work these shitty 9 to 5 jobs that she looks down upon are probably the people that go to her shows, buy her merch, you know, watch her on fucking IG Live, send questions in, you know, like all her pictures and shit. And here she is taking a piss at them. I love it. I love it because I think most creatives and most artists probably do look down on their fans anyway, and they think less of them. So I do like that she's at least being honest with that. The next slide here, what's it say? Somebody replied to her. So somebody replied to her on Snapchat and said, it's called real life, love. We don't all have the opportunity, money, or situation to follow our own dreams. Children to feed and bills to pay. Exactly. That's very true. That's very true. But I think that's always the case with people who achieve their dreams. People who achieve their dreams always have a tendency. I don't know why it is though. I would always wonder why, because I would always think to myself, like, if ever you get the opportunity to achieve your dreams, whatever your dreams are, I would imagine that it would make you more humble. It would make you more understanding of why people do other things apart from chase their dreams, right? Because you probably spent a long time chasing your dreams. On the journey of chasing your dreams, you had probably had to do some things that you probably wouldn't have wanted to do to get to the point where you're achieved your dreams. You get what I mean? But for some reason, it has the opposite effect. When people do achieve their dreams and do make it, if anything, it makes them have like contempt for people who haven't made it. And I'm like, hold on, like, why would you have contempt for us when you know how hard it is to get to where you got to? So if that's the case, a lot of people aren't going to be willing to put up with that battle or that fight or that journey to get to where you are. So some people would rather just be like, you know what, I'd rather just work a normal job and live my life that way. I'd be happier doing that than trying to chase my dreams and then, you know, have the nightmare situation where I don't make it, and I've invested all this time, all this money, all this emotion into it, and now the thing that I wanted all my life, I don't fucking achieve it. So I understand why some people are like, you know what, I don't want it. Or the general thing is most people just don't have lofty dreams. They just want to work, they want to make some money, they want to go on their 1-2 holidays, support their kids, go out for a drink or shit, buy some new trainers here and there, and that's it. That's what most people probably want. But I never understood people who achieve their dreams looking down on people that don't want to have any lofty dreams. It's fucking bizarre to me. I've never really understood that mindset. But anyway, she replied to the girl who said it's called a real life love. We don't all have the opportunity, money, or situation to follow our own dreams, children to feed, bills to pay. She replied to that girl and said, real life, you don't have opportunity. You create them. They are not given. I understand we all can't all be the same, but the reason anyone works for chump change most of the time is a mindset. And they don't. She sounds like a Forex trader. She sounds like one of those crypto guys. It's your mindset, man. If you think about being rich, if you imagine driving a Range Rover Sport, if you imagine driving a Bentley, if you imagine having an AP, if you just think about it enough, you'll get it. That's what she's basically doing. Yo, this woman is fucking brilliant, man. She sat there in front of ZZ Mills and boldface lied about what she said, because what she said originally is way worse than how she made it seem on the fucking show. That is kind of rude. And it's also a weird thing to think about when you're walking out of a studio, right, on the way to go get a drink or something. Like, the first thing you think about is like shitting on people. You walk out of your studio that's serviced by people working for Chump Change. Everyone that's working in that studio who isn't a musician is probably working for Chump Change, right? The person that cleans it, the person that maintains the equipment and shit is technically a chump changer. But then you leave the studio and you're now looking down on the people who are working jobs that allow you to achieve your dream or maintain your dream. I don't know. I find it fucking funny. But again, I still like Steph London. She's still my girl. So big up Steph London. Big up her for being unapologetically rude as fuck. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Moving on from that, we've got another post here. Let's do this one. This one is also interesting because I don't watch Love Island. I've never watched a single episode of Love Island in my life. I absolutely detest reality TV shows. I think people who watch them are fucking brain-dead idiots. But I always see this girl on my fucking timeline. Every time Love Island comes on, these people, you always see them on your fucking timeline. So you can't help but fucking know what they're about. And one thing I remember during this season is this girl allegedly is like a lover of black men and shit, right? Allegedly every black guy that came into the fucking whatever, the place they're in, she'd obviously latch onto them and whatever, maybe, right? And people are kind of hating on the facts on that regard. So I guess she's going to be talking about that. So this caption says, ex-Love Islander, and bombshell Grace Jackson reveals that Ayo would have been the one if she had entered the villa as an OG at the very start. However, Grace also went on to confirm that her and Ruben are still together and doing well. Okay, cool. Let's play this clip.
If you came in as an OG, obviously, I suppose you originally were, who would you have picked? Well, they didn't let them pick this year, did they? But who would you
They didn't
pick?
let them pick. Probably Ayo.
Yeah. Is he well tall?
So tall.
Yeah, I thought
He's
he
like
looked tall.
6'6", yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's so tall.
God, I thought he looked massive. That is huge.
Yeah,
all the boys tall.
All the boys were like so
wow.
tall. They were like, Ruben's like 6.
Thoughts and feelings go out to my short kings out there. Is this what girls be talking about? Just, oh my God, he's so tall. He's so tall. Nothing about his character. Nothing about his morals. Nothing about his view on family. His view on the world. His dreams, his aspirations. You know, nothing about that. Just, oh my God, he's so tall. Like, you fall in love with someone's height. Is that what you do? These girls are marrying people based on their height. They're basically marrying guys like they're trying to breed kids or something, right? Like it's like a dog breed shit. They're trying to pick a guy based on his physical attributes to make sure they have the best kid pops out, yeah? The best opportunity for a kid to pop out and become a footballer or something. He's so tall. What?
4.
He's huge.
Yeah, Kieran, I think Kieran's like 6'2" or 6'3".
Oh, they're
But all of
massive.
them, yeah, Josh was like 6, I don't even know what. But I think Joey and Sean were like 6 foot, which seemed like the smallest ones
Joey
in there.
looked less
Really-
than that.
Yeah, maybe,
polite.
maybe Joey is smaller than
I asked
that.
Millie, because Millie's met him. I was like, bro, like, is he
Yeah.
my height? She was like, no, he's very tall.
Yeah, so
He must
tall.
be massive.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. If you came in
Okay, I don't know. I've never particularly understood people who date people based on their fucking race, you know. It's always kind of freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've met 1-2 girls in the past who have been like, oh yeah, I'm really into black guys. If anything, it freaks me out. Like, I'll run a mile. If someone tells me, oh yeah, I'm really into black guys, that's why I like you, it's like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like a fetish for you. Like, what is this? And why are you only dating people based on their race? Like, that's fucking insane. So like, what is it like all black guys? Like, so all of them, doesn't matter what they look like, as long as they're black, you're gonna fuck. Like, is that what it is? Or is it like, oh, you only get excited if they look a particular way? Or what type of black person is it? Where from? Like, what do they have to look like? It's a bizarre thing to go into, especially nowadays, given how many psychos there are out there, right? Given how hard it is, forget even dating, relationships and hooking up, just to find a decent friend. To find a decent friend that isn't a fucking weirdo, that isn't a liar, that isn't a cheat, that isn't a manipulator, right? That doesn't try and take advantage of you. Just to find a regular friend is hard enough. Imagine going into the dating pool, entering the dating arena, and then purposely cutting off options for yourself because this person isn't a particular race. Imagine doing that to yourself. Oh, I'm not going to date this person because this person isn't black, or this person isn't white, or mixed race, or this or that. It's just like, huh? It's such a weird way to like hook up with you. I've never understood it. I really don't understand it. And personally, I think if I was a dude who had a girl, if I was a dude who ended up with a girl like this who only dated black people, I'd be a little bit weirded out. Like, imagine, like, I don't know when it happens, but usually when you're with somebody, there's usually a time when you probably talk about your exes and shit, and maybe there's a time where you pull out your phones and show each other what your past relationship people look like and stuff. And I don't know if that's like a weird, perverse way to kind of like, it's like a microaggression to the person you're with to remind them, look, I've bagged some baddies in the past, don't play with me type of thing. I don't know why, but we've all done it in the past. Wouldn't it be weird if you sat with somebody that you're now with and you look through their phone and everybody they dated kind of look like you? Like, she goes through like 10 pictures of guys and they all kind of look like you. Wouldn't that kind of freak you out? And I don't mean look like you like style and wise. No, I mean they look like you. They're all black. They've all got a certain haircut. They've all got a certain, certain piercings and shit. Like, could you imagine how freaked out you'd be? I'd be so freaked out. Like, that wouldn't be a good thing for me. I might run. I might leave the situation if I find out that you have like 17 ex-boyfriends and they all happen to be like black dudes that look a certain way. Like, no. That's a bit too much for me. That now you're turning us into a fetish. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good at that. I know some guys don't give a fuck and any hoes a goal, and if she's game, I'm game type of affair. But for me, I could never do that. So God bless to her. I'm sure she's not going to be short of options. I'm probably the only one dissenting voice out there in a sea full of niggas that will probably, chop down their own mum to get to her. But for me, I'm not with it, man. I think girls who are only into dudes based on their skin color are fucking bizarre. In my personal opinion, I think they need to be put down. But what do I know? Moving on. How horny do you need to be to do this? Please, someone tell me, how horny do you need to be? How sex-addled, how obsessed with porn and OnlyFans do you need to be to have this run through your head and to then do it? Look at this fucking video.
Fresh bread. Porno bakery.
What the fuck is that? What? This lady goes into I don't know if it's a Lidl or it looks like a Sainsbury's, and she takes off her pink knickers and then puts them in where the bakeries and pastries and all this sort of shit is. Like, what? What is that meant to be? Is that like a kink? Like, because if someone finds her panties, they're going to imagine, oh my God, there's probably a girl out there who's not wearing any panties. Oh my God, I'm so horny. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, who is this for? Is this for her? And then some exhibition thing? Is she doing it for the creep guy that might find them? As when he pops into the Sainsbury's later? Like, who is this for? Like, even the way she's taking them off as well isn't even cute. Even the way she's removing them, like, she's hopping about on one leg, she's all uncoordinated and gangly. You see her toes fucking hanging off the front of her fucking sandals. There's nothing cute or hot about this at all. Doesn't know where to put them. Gets a bit weirded out by the options. Isn't sure what tray to put them in. Should they go at the top there with the ciabattas, or should they go at the bottom with the hot cross buns, or should you put them there with the white loaves? She's all confused and flustered. Like, it's not even a cute video. Then she opens the tray and just leaves them at the back of some buns, just like in a ball. Like, what? No one's even gonna see it. Immediately closes the thing, looks at the camera, tries to be cute. She's one of the type of girls that looks 35 in the face, but might be 22. Like, she's really proud of herself, isn't it? Like, what the fuck is this? But she has to be some sort of adult entertainer. This has to be some sort of sex worker content thing, because I don't know, the sex worker people, they have horrible content creation ideas. Like, the way they did their lead generation, their user acquisition strategies are so bizarre. They don't really have good, they're not very creative or very funny people for the most part. You know, they're a bit cringy. Like, this is a grown-ass woman taking off her panties in the middle of a Sainsbury's at like 2 p.m. in like where? Bethnal Green or Mile End or something, and stuffing them in the back of some fucking loaves and thinking she's doing something cute. I don't know what's going on, man. You niggas out there are just really horny. Way more horny than I am anyway, because I don't even understand why this makes sense. I don't get it. Like, it's one thing if you're in the Sainsbury's fucking some stranger, fair enough, you know, do your exhibitionist thing. But you just standing in front of some buns and then taking off your pink knickers to put them behind some white loaves. It's like, huh? Why do we care about this again? I don't know. I don't fucking know. And then finally, in news that you don't care about, we've got the biggest news to hit the fucking English airwaves regarding Molly-Mae and Tommy Fury. Unfortunately, the relationship that we thought would last forever and ever and ever and ever has ended after 5 years. Molly-Mae breaks up with fiance Tommy Fury after 5 years. The official breakup, you know, they got the official breakup sign there, a picture and a little, you know, squiggle in the middle to signify, hey, it's over. They've broken up. Tommy Fury and Molly-Mae. Can I be mean and be like, you know, mean looks wise? She's not, maybe it's the makeup. She's not I know she's very cool and a lot of girls like her, but she's not the cutest girl, is she? Molly-Mae. She's not the most cutest girl in the world. Maybe it's the makeup and stuff or whatever it may be. And obviously she's rich as fuck, and white girls across the UK, maybe in Europe, are absolutely in love with her. Like, she legitimately is the UK version of Rihanna. But she's not very attractive, is she? I never really looked at her too tough. You know, I never really paid much attention to her, or she's never really been in front of my mind. But looking at this picture, I was like, you know what? She's not really that cute. Really, objectively speaking. She might be cool looking in her clothes and stuff, whatever, but I don't think she's that attractive, in my personal opinion. But regardless, in these situations, no one cares about all that stuff, because allegedly, according to the statement she put out, it seems like our guy Tommy might have been out there fucking all of the randoms, which might have led to their split up of their relationship. So let's see what the statement said. She posted a statement. Of course, you got to do that sort of stuff. So here's the statement. The statement reads as follows. Never in a million years did I think I'd ever have to write this. After 5 years of being together, I never imagined our story would end, especially not this way. I'm extremely upset to announce that mine and Tommy's relationship has come to an end. She's blaming that guy, bro. He did something wrong. Those first two paragraphs are definitely, I didn't want this to end. I was okay for us to be together forever. We were engaged. I was looking forward to getting married. You fucked up. Those two first paragraphs there's not a lot of accountability there, or personal responsibility, or blame taking. She's definitely pointing the finger at him without pointing the finger at him. Like, I was okay. I was good in our relationship. Then I found out you did something, and now I don't want you anymore. But it's your fault, you know? Like, she's making it very, very clear. Third paragraph. I will forever be grateful for the most important thing to me now and always, my beautiful daughter. Without us, there wouldn't be no her. She always will be my priority. I want to thank you for all your love and you've shown over the last 5 years. You have all been a part of our journey. Jesus, man. Imagine sharing your relationship with the public like this, man. Honestly, being a celebrity is so fucking trash. It must have its perks. You get to go to cool parties. You get like loads of free shit. You get maybe membership to places for free. You get to get given cool clothes for free. You get flown around to places. You get jobs given to you that you probably don't deserve because of your celebrity. You get to do things that you probably would never have done based on your celebrity. Like loads of cool perks. But the wildest and worst thing about being a celebrity is sharing your public or your private life with the public. That must be awful because this is kind of lame and I would never do this, but she kind of has to do this. This is part of the gig. You kind of have to, you know, if you're going to play like happy family in front of the cameras, when it goes bad, you also have to kind of let people know because this is all part of the game. It's all part of this, the never ending storyline. But yeah, this must suck, especially when you're going through a really tough time and then you have to also address it with the public. You're dealing with it privately and you're having a hard time dealing with it, but you also have to kind of put a good face on to deal with people in public. It must be horrible. I want to thank you all for your love and showing us over the past 5 years. You have all been a part of our journey, and I feel that it's right to share this with you all. Whilst I attempt to navigate the coming days and weeks, please be respecting my privacy. Over this difficult time, I'll be back when it feels right. Molly May. So they've split up. Now, allegedly, the word around town, especially on the social media webs, is that my guy Tommy was out here smashing all the broads in Manchester and really laying it down, which is kind of wild, to be fair. Because allegedly they live there or live near there. So imagine going to a new place and then like being in a very public and very well-known relationship with somebody who's also very famous in their own right, and then willingly going out and just smashing all the randoms around town. Like there is a lot of like, I have a lot of begrudging respect. I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of begrudging respect for for piece of shit guys. I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of respect for piece of shit guys because their ability to not have a conscience, their ability to sleep well at night, to sleep literally legitimately like a baby, knowing full well that their wife is at home, who's fairly young herself, looking after your baby while you're going out there doing what you're doing. Ooh, that's something that only a real scumbag could do. So I kind of rate it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of rate how consistently pieces of shit these pieces of shit guys can be. It's kind of aspiring. You know, I aspire to have that level of not giving a fuckness. And then Tommy put out also a statement. He put out a statement just now. I'm heartbroken to share that Molly May and I decided to end our relationship. The past 5 years have led to us having our beautiful baby girl, Bambi. They've got a kid named Bambi. Oof, tough name for a kid, isn't it? But I guess if it's a girl, maybe it works. But Bambi, yeesh. And I'll forever be thankful for Molly for making me a dad. Bambi is our priority. Please respect our privacy and our families. We navigate through this difficult time. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. It is what it is. But the relationship that everybody would have hoped would have lasted forever is over. It's over. It's over. Next on the list, let's talk a little bit about Bryan Callen. Let's see what Bryan Callen's saying. So let's hop over to the Find a Kid subreddit. This clip is Just Consenting Adults Be. Let's see what Bryan the Kid Callen is talking about here. Oh, this is an old clip, by the way, but I think this may be a bit of a compilation. Let's see what Bryan the Kid Callen is talking about here.
And I'm going to keep my hands to myself. Unless I get the go-ahead. A glance, a comment.
All the headlines of the fucking abuse
just consenting
over
adults.
the years. Amazing.
Well, she's so...
A part of your brand being that you're like creepy and rapey is a bit weird, isn't it? Like making that a part of your brand. That you're like the creepy, rapey, handsy guy is a bit odd. Like to make that your brand, like, yeah, that's what I'm known for. I'm known for, like, you know, always making sexually suggestive jokes, always like being way too comfortable with my hands, you know. I'm known for like never asking for consent or permission. You know, like what? That's what you're known for. You're known for being the raper. Is that like a good thing? I don't know. I don't know if that's a brand you want to, put your hat on, but I could be incorrect here.
Well, she's so immune to my sexual harassment that she just rolls her eyes. I've been sexually harassing her since I've known you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Since
Am
day
I allowed
one.
to tell the story of?
This is a legendary clip, by the way. Legendary clip. I've been sexually harassing you since day one. She's like, yeah, true. We've got this very, very weird relationship where, you sexually harass me, I turn you down, you do it again, I turn you down. It's like, that's not a relationship or a friendship. That seems like abuse.
Of when you really sexually harassed me,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Can I get a ride in my car?" And I was like, "Sure." And you got in the car, and I literally like turned the wheel to look where I was going, and I turned around, and your dick was out.
You know how crazy that is, by the way? Do you know how insane you have to be as a person? It's one thing to be like, joking around with your female friend in a sexually suggestive way. Okay, cool. Bit creepy, but, maybe you're just excited. Maybe. I get it. In a weird way. I understand. But to ask your friend for a lift and then, as you get into the car, she's checking her mirrors to exit wherever she's at. She turns back around to change gears, looks down at the gearbox, glances over at you, and your dick is out. So you took it out in 0.5 seconds, if not less, milliseconds. You went in and thought something was going to happen immediately as she's trying to pull out of the parking. Like, huh? Yo, that is some sick shit. That's some sex addict shit. How's your dick out so fast in your hand? We didn't even talk about anything that was sexual. We just sat here in the car. I put on my seatbelt, or I was about to put on my seatbelt, and then I turn around and your whole fucking cock and balls are out. What are you doing?
Just consenting adults.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Yeah, big up God's Node. I was a ladies' man growing up and I never done that. Yeah, same. I don't know what kind of game that is. I've never really understood, because I'm one of those people that I don't personally think dick pics are alluring or have any sort of depending on who the girl is, but I don't think most girls get turned on by dick pics anyway. So I've never understood why guys feel that comfortable to just pull out their piece around girls and think it's gonna turn them on. I don't think it works the same. I think boobs, the shape of boobs, maybe just the sound of boobs, people saying boobs, bums, or whatever else, that might do something for guys, I'm sure. But I don't think a dick print, cock and balls in hand, flaccid, whatever, most girls get turned on by just the look of it. I don't think so. I think it has to be something that they get turned on by because it's connected to somebody that they like. Fair enough. Or that they also want to pursue in some way. That might be cool. But I've never understood dudes who just send unsolicited pics to girls in the hopes that they're actually going to smash. It's if anything, that might result in you going to prison. You might end up in actual prison if you do that. That's not an actual good idea. That doesn't work the way you think it's going to work. I think if a girl shares a picture of her rack to you, that might be a turn on. You might want to put that in a wank bank or something. But I don't think a girl is going to respond too well to a picture of your cock and balls on a table, all shriveled up in your hand or something. I don't think it works that way. I don't think so anyway. I could be wrong. Big up NJ Ranger. And this piece of shit thinks he has anything to teach me about manhood or chivalry or whatever. Yo, forget that, NJ Ranger. He's now preaching about Christianity. Forget manhood and chivalry, brothers. He is preaching about Christianity. This man is trying to preach to you. This motherfucker is trying to tell you about Jesus. It's trying to tell you about God. It's trying to tell you about right or wrong, right? Sins and shit. This guy here, is trying to reform himself as a Christian man. Could you imagine?
And I'm going to keep my hands to myself.
He got away with rape. To be fair, he got away with rape, right? Let's just be honest. I'm demonetized gang anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. This guy got away with raping somebody. I know it happened in the 80s and the 90s, but he got away with stone cold rape. If I was him which I would never be. But if I was him, I would just put my head down, just shut the fuck up and continue living life. The fact that you got away with raping somebody is wild. And I've always said, the Brian Callen allegations, the worst one for me isn't the rape. Yes, I know the rape is fucking shocking. I get it. But if you read the Los Angeles Times article, the worst account for me is the ones that you know sound very believable because it sounds like something Brian Callen would do. It's the one where he sexually harasses the girl in the American Apparel store. That one for me is like, oh shit, you're guilty. Where he goes to like the American Apparel store, and if you know anything about the American Apparel store back in the day, it used to have like 2 levels. Usually the jeans were upstairs and the change rooms were upstairs. So he went into the store, it was empty. He runs up to go try some jeans on. A sales assistant follows him up there to go and help, and then in the process of helping, he goes to the change room, and then when he comes out of the change room to put on his jeans, he just comes out of the change room in just his Speedos, just his little panties. Obviously, you know, prancing around, which is grossly inappropriate, you'd imagine, if you're up there just with you and the fucking, you know, young female fucking sales assistant girl. And then some time goes by, and it gets into a point where he basically tries to drag her into the change room and tries to pin her up against the wall and kiss her or something. Like, that is the one where you're like, wow, yeah, that sounds like a Brian Callen thing. That sounds like something Brian Callen would do. Like, oh man, stop fucking around, stop resisting. You're my girlfriend now. We're just fooling around, like trying to do it like in a jokey way, but it's not jokey. Like that sort of stuff, like he got away with it. And now this guy's out here trying to tell you about what it means to be a man, a Christian man. It's like, bro, you've got a lot of things you need to fucking deal with before you start preaching to us. You've got a lot of things you have to deal with.
Unless I get the go-ahead. A glance, a comment.
This guy.
Just consenting adult.
Consenting adults, my ass.
Well, she's so immune to my sexual harassment that she just rolls her eyes. I've been sexually harassing her since I've known you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
Am
day
I allowed
one.
to tell the story of when you really sexually harassed me?
Yeah.
And you were like, can I get a ride in my car? And I was like, sure. And you got in the car, and I literally like turned the wheel like to like look where I was going, and I turned around and your dick was out.
Jesus Christ,
Just
bro.
consenting adult.
Imagine this guy preaching to you about Christianity, man. Honestly, man, the grift with these guys never fucking ends. The grift never fucking ends. I swear to God, it never fucking ends. He's trying to talk to you about Christianity out here, and this nigga's got mad rape allegations on his jacket. I'm like, yo, you've got some other things you need to deal with before you start talking to me about Bible verses. Right, about fucking Moses and Solomon and shit and Ezekiel. Nah, man, go deal with your fucking issues first before you get to me. Go deal with your blood clot issues. Anyway, moving on. Brendan Schaub's wife ran into some issues. Brendan Schaub's wife ran into some issues with some guy at some Starbucks, I think. The actual original story is kind of hard to get your head around because Brendan Schaub's wife is a bit redacted. With all due respect, she's a bit redacted. I'm not too sure if English is her second language. I'm not too sure it's because she never graduated high school. I'm not too sure it's because she's got worms for brains. I'm not too sure it's just because she maybe just struggles with writing her ideas or thoughts down. But either way, she has a very weird way of like describing things and writing things. So she went on social media originally and she made this post that was posted on the Fire and the Kids subreddit. She put this post up on her Instagram feed with a picture of Brendan in front of the giveaway truck, which he's been driving around town on a daily, which is fucking wild. But anyway, she made this post on her Instagram that says the follows: "You were my superhero today and always. I hope you talk about it, but just know your kids and I were so proud of you and how sexy you came to my rescue at Starbucks. Today I'll forgive you leaving your shoes on floor and leaving a mess." So you can't really make sense of what she's writing there because, you know, grammar and everything else is out of the window. But from what I can kind of pass together, it seemed like she ran into some sort of issue with somebody in public, maybe at a drive-thru, called Brendan down for support, and he came down in record time and backed the beef. I guess that's what she's trying to say. Anyway, she did decide, for some reason, Brendan Schaub's wife, thought it would be a good idea to share her story on YouTube. Now the YouTube video is gone. I'm so fucking pissed. I didn't do this stream earlier, but allegedly Brendan Schaub's wife put up a YouTube video on her channel talking about this instance that she had with somebody. And I guess the comments were super brutal, so she deleted the entire video, so we don't have the video comments to see. But we do have the video to watch. Somebody from the Fighting the Kid subreddit did rip the video before she took it down. So we can watch the video and kind of try to figure out at least what she's talking about. So this is it. Starbucks vigilante, long and boring, big up haphazard. So let's see and hear what the fuck she's even talking about, because I'm confused. So this is Brendan Schaub's wife. I know she looks very pale and white, but she's actually Mexican. I've also found out via the Fighting the Kid subreddit that there's like what you call it? There's a colorism in every culture, and I guess colorism within Hispanic community is that if you are darker, that means that you toll the fields or you do a lot of work where you're outdoors, so it means you're poorer and don't have a lot of money. But if you're more pale and more like, you know, pasty looking, it means that you stay inside, you got aircon, you don't have to work in the fields and shit, picking cotton or strawberries or whatever people think they do out there. And that's when you know you're rich. So maybe this is like a purposeful look where she's like purposefully, you know, walking around with an umbrella all the time and kind of covering herself in talcum powder. I don't know. But this kind of really washed out white look is a thing in Hispanic communities if you want to look like a bit affluent and shit. Anyway, let's continue. Let's hear about this Starbucks vigilante.
Hey guys, all right, I'm gonna share the story of what happened to us yesterday, to me and the kids. It's not...
Nice little flex with the watch. Nice little flex with the watch and the ring. I like that. Very subtle, but I like the little reminder. I like the little reminder to pull up the wristwatch and to flick around with the earlobe so you can see that fat engagement ring. I like that. Just very subtle, just to remind you niggas. I'm rich, you guys are poor, you guys are brokies, you're fat, you're lame, you can't talk to me, whatever. I like it. Let's go.
By any means, like a funny story to have to share.
Okay.
It was very scary at the time when it was happening, but also it made me realize that there's like superheroes and vigilantes, and it happened to be...
There's like superheroes and vigilantes. What? It made me realize there's superheroes and vigilantes, and my husband is both. My husband is both. What?
Bren yesterday. We were leaving my house pretty early. We usually leave like 7:45, whether it is to go to school.
Hold on, is she reading notes? Is she looking down to read her notes? Did she write a fucking little script about this thing? Is she reading notes?
To camp, and Bren usually works out in the mornings, and he comes back on time to say goodbye, whatever, give us a kiss, and head on for the rest of the day. But yesterday he didn't make it. The odds of him not making it yesterday. And so I drive to Starbucks. It's super close to my house. And I pull into the Starbucks. There's that work truck in front of me. And
I like how she says work truck. Like, who works? Chumps. Who's working for chump change? Work trucks. Ugh. Yuck. I drive my G-Wagon past the work truck like, work truck. Really dark looking Mexican people. Why is their skin so brown? Why are they so tanned?
Ordering. So I'm right behind, and there's a car behind me now because that Starbucks is pretty busy. While the truck in front of me that caused havoc was ordering, Bren called me. And he said, "Hey babe, where are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm at the Starbucks." I said, "I'm with the kids." He said, "Oh, I'm literally like 3-4 minutes away." He goes, "Order your stuff, and then because it's a gas station, you can wait." And he said, "And just wait for me. I'll come give you guys a hug and a kiss, and then you guys can head off to your day." So I said, "Perfect." I pull up. It's my turn to order my drink, and I roll the window down. I order our drinks, but the work truck in front of me, I guess work trucks are a little wider. They're like a wider...
Honestly, I reckon in life, do you end up with the person that you probably deserve, innit? Like, you end up with like your match, your equal. Like, IQ wise, they're like the same, innit? Her and Brendan are literally the same person. It's like this meandering, nonsensical, boring ass story. It's like, girl, get to the point. Like, what is this? This is a 12-minute video about some run-in you had with a guy. Basically, from what I can surmise, I'm gonna summarize it. Most likely, she had some sort of like car beef with somebody in a drive-thru. The guy in front was probably taking too long. She beeped at him to hurry up. Then the guy got mouthy back to her. She got mouthy to him. They started arguing. Maybe some swear words were exchanged. And then she said, watch, I'm going to call my husband. He said, okay, call him then. I don't give a fuck who your husband is. And she said, oh, okay, watch. She calls him. He happens to be around the corner. He gets there really quickly. And that's it. That's basically what happened. But she's going to fucking stretch it out for 12 excruciating minutes. Talking about the width of the truck in front of her and the color of the truck. It's like, girl, come on.
Load. So he didn't give himself enough space or room to be able to turn like the corner and go into like the little hallway where you pick up your drinks from Starbucks.
Okay.
So he starts backing up. And in 2024, I want to say most cars have a rear view cameras.
In 2024, most cars have a rear view camera. Yo, this girl is... I pray, honestly, I pray they don't end up broke. Because I don't think this girl could handle it. If Brendan ran into some financial troubles and they lost their money, I think she might have like an actual mental breakdown. She might not be able to come back from it. If they had to sell all their worldly possessions, right, to make some money, to pay their bills and shit, and things were really down bad and Football Studios had to shut, this woman might fucking unalive herself. Like, her entire identity is wrapped up in like stuff. Everyone has a car with a rear view camera. I don't think so, my love. I think most people just drive cars to get them to A to B. I don't think most people have cars that are just like covered in cameras like a fucking Tesla. That's not usually a thing. that's like a that's not usually a standard in all cars, right? That's like a luxury that people don't usually go out of their way to have, you know? A rear view mirror works for most people. Most people don't have fucking rear view cameras on their car. I love this woman.
However, this guy got really close to my car. I'm talking inches, like inches from hitting my car. So I did a courtesy like honk. I said, babe, like, hey, I'm here. Don't back up anymore because I'm right here. So he stops. I put my car in reverse and I start backing up myself.
Okay.
The lady behind me apparently doesn't know we live in 2024 where we have rear view cameras, and she holds the horn, which felt like for 5.
Oh, she's basically trying to say the person behind her didn't know that she could see her because she had a rear camera. What? When somebody when somebody holds the horn or honks the horn at you, they're not doing it because they think you can't see them. They're doing it so that you can hear them and see them and hurry up whatever you're doing so that they can pass. They're not doing it to be like incognito. I don't think so. I don't think when someone is holding the horn, they're just like hoping you don't realize it's them doing it. They're doing it so that you know it's them, so that you can be self-conscious that you're taking too long and hurry up so that they can go about doing what they're doing. I don't know how she's surmising that. I don't know.
5 minutes. She's literally hanging on to the horn, like the honking horn.
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa, you know, I'm like, what are you doing? So my window's down. I see the guy get out of the car, out of the work truck, and he starts coming towards me. Mind you, Tiger sits in the front and Boston sits behind me. So we see this guy coming and he starts shouting at me like horribly. Bitch, you know,
I like how she's being a PG as well. She's not saying the swear words, right? She's miming it. That's fucking oh man, she's fucking dumb as bricks, man. But bless her, man. This story is going way too long.
what are you doing honking at me? And then he comes to my car and slams the hood of my car. And at this point, Tiger's scared. You know, he's like, well, what is this guy doing? I told the guy, I said, back up. I said, if you get any closer, I will run you over. I said, you are scaring my kid.
Whoa, okay, that's kind of badass. I like that. If you get any closer, I will commit vehicular manslaughter. Yeah, if you get any closer, I will put you on a t-shirt vis-a-vis this fucking G-Wagon. I rate that. I rate that energy.
You need to back up. And he goes, who do you think you're talking to? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, I will fuck you up. When he...
Oh, now we're getting spicy. I can't wait until she gets a gun. Most likely, she's probably going to go get a gun and she's probably going to talk about it on social media. It's going to be hilarious to know that this woman, this absolute ditz, is walking around with a fucking strap. That's going to be amazing when she goes out and gets herself a license to carry. We're going to be living in a good fucking time.
He said that. It clicked in my mind that my husband was on his way to give me and his kids a kiss before sending us off to summer camp.
I have to make this point again. Most women who are sensible don't get excited at the thought of calling their husband to come back a beef that they're having with some guy in a parking lot that isn't really a beef. It happens to all of us. Little road rage thing passes, you keep it moving. But she's gleefully retelling this story about, oh my God, I was so excited about calling Brent. Like, you could have got Brendan in trouble. Brendan could have got murked. Like, he could have turned up there. That guy could have felt threatened and he could have blew Brendan's head off. Like, you should have managed that situation yourself. You're in your car anyway. I think what she said to the guy was good. If you come near me again, I'm going to run you over. That's good what you're doing. Make sure the doors are locked. Make sure the windows are up and just stay in your car. There's no need to call Brendan and like that. You're making him, because I don't know about you guys, but if your girl calls you on the phone and some guy says something crazy to her, you're going to go into that interaction super hot. You're not going to go into that interaction to talk. You're going to go into that interaction to put somebody's lights out. And in Brendan's case, he's already got a lot of pent-up aggression in him anyway. She shouldn't be so quick to call him in these situations. I don't think so. Because that could have ended badly for everybody involved. You're in your car, the doors are locked, the windows are up. Just sit there. Ignore the person. You don't need to fucking make it bigger than that. But anyway, let's let her continue.
And so I said, oh, okay. I said, you really want to do this? I said, that's how you feel? And he goes, yes, bitch, I will fuck you up. And so I'm like, all right. I said, you know what? I'm going to call my husband and he's the one that's going to F you up. I said, you don't...
What are you doing, girl, man? With your kids in the car too. So you're adding fucking fuel to the fire. The guy's already done something wrong. He shouldn't have done what he did, the guy allegedly. But that could have been dealt with in the situation. But you don't add more fuel to a fire with your kids there by saying, yeah, okay, now I'm going to get my husband to come fuck you up. What about if he got there? Imagine how traumatizing it would be for her kids if Brendan gets there to save the day and then he gets his head blown off and they see him bleed out on the floor in front of them. Like,
talk to a woman like that, let alone you don't talk to a woman who has her kids in the car. And he goes, okay, gives me this attitude, literally
you don't talk to a woman like that. Like, what? What? Pick up NJ Ranger.
Brother Zero Shot, negative shot that Papa was on his way to give Lady Macbeth and the Chombies a kiss before they go off to summer camp in mid-August.
I love how they live I just love how they live a life where they're like they live like their own, like, why is he like alone in a car by himself? And then he's like, I don't know, you know, it's just this weird, what a weird relationship they have. Like, it's a school run. Either one person takes them or one person doesn't. Why is he in a car by himself doing his own thing? And then she's in the car, like, it's just a weird, they live like they're co-parenting in a way. It's just a bizarre world. Big up NJ Ranger. Big up Uche. She sounds like a Taco Bell Mexican. Yeah, she definitely does sound like a Taco Bell Mexican. Like, and you know what's really sad as well about this? This 12-minute video is 12 minutes because her day-to-day life is so boring that this was legitimately the one thing that kind of gave her life and a reason to, you know, exist and to be excited. Like, genuinely. That's the really sad thing about this. Like, she needs this story. This story is like, oh my God, guys, you never guess. I got into an argument with a guy at a drive-thru. No way. Yeah way. It's like, this happens to all of us. Like, it's like a passing thing that happens day to day. Someone's really rude to you or bumps you on the street, says something under their breath. You say something back to them. You just keep it moving. You don't get on your Instagram stories and be like, guys, you'll never guess what. I was in the Tesco's. This girl in front of me was acting like I wasn't in the queue. Then she jumped in front of me. Then I told her I was like, you just keep it moving. You forget about it. It's just like, whatever. 12-minute video, 12-minute fucking video.
Shoulder.
And by the way, at the end, I'm pretty sure that nothing happened. I'm pretty sure Brendan got there. Brendan kind of vibed, auraed, big time the guy. The guy kind of cowered, and that was it. I'm sure nothing happened. At the end of it, nothing happened. So 12 minutes, and we get to the end, and there's no big resolution.
And goes, okay, call your little husband then. So I said, I literally giggled because in my mind, I was like,
yo, this woman is evil. I giggled. She was looking forward to violence. She's the king in fucking Gladiator. You know, the one that Joaquin Phoenix plays with that kind of devilish smile. She wanted to see blood. She wanted to see blood. She wanted to see somebody die in front of her. Like, you niggas are gonna fight for this pussy. You're gonna fight for these fucking lips. You guys are gonna fight to the death. Whoever wins gets my pussy. Like, yo, this woman is psychotic, bro.
Wow, this guy just doesn't know who he's dealing with. I giggled and I looked at him and I said, you're gonna regret you said that in about 1 minute, 1.5.
Yo, she's mad, bro. She legitimately wanted Brendan to go there and put the guy in a fucking armbar. She wanted Brendan to go there and put this guy in a triangle. Like, do you know what I mean? She wanted this guy to go and put this guy, fake the fucking right hook, go for the takedown, single leg, get full mount, ground and pound in front of her kids on a concrete floor. Yo, she was looking forward to seeing a real fight in that parking lot area. She wanted someone to die. She wanted that shit to be in the Los Angeles Times.
Minutes, you're gonna regret you just said that to me. And he goes, okay, I'll be waiting. I said, okay, dude, why don't you get back in your car? We'll see what happens.
Everybody in this situation deserves each other. Everyone deserves each other. I would have loved it if this story crescendoed in like the guy pulled up, Brendan pulls up, he's got a blicky, Brendan's got a blicky, she's got a blicky, and it's just all firing. And then the only people that are alive at the end of it are the kids. Everyone just starts panicking and getting scared and just starts blasting each other. And it's just a whole car park, with Brendan's fucking silver and green and red fucking pickup truck, her G-Wagon covered in blood, her body splayed on the bonnet, him on the floor, the guy on his truck, and the only people alive are Tiger and Boston. That would have been cinema.
He gets back in the car, he goes and picks up his drink, and at this point I'm shaking. I'm shaking up.
Of course you're shaking. I'm shaking. Of course you're a shaker. Of course she's a shaker. Guys, I was shaking. Oh, God. Probably the suspension in your car, babe. Don't put it in sport mode. Put it in cruise.
It's scary to have a man come charging at me and hit the hood of my car, threaten me and the kids. So now I'm shaking.
She's going to get a strap. This is the type of woman that justifies... This interaction was kind of her fault and the guy's fault. They could have easily sorted out like adults and it didn't need to get this far. But this is the type of woman that will use this story as a justification to have like an AR-15 under her seat. She's gonna have an AR-15 under her seat. Anybody else that tries a thing, she's gonna blow their fucking brains out. Like, she's gonna get a strap for sure. You're gonna see her at fucking Terran Tactical She's gonna be at Terran Tactical posting videos on Instagram. Bah, 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 bah. She's gonna, honestly, you're gonna see her do that. She's gonna turn into one of those hot women that are into guns, those right wingers. Honestly, watch.
And I call Bren and I'm like, babe, where are you? And he's like, oh, you know, he's like all happy go doodle guy, you know, driving to
Go doodle. What she said? Happy go doodle guy. What's a go doodle guy?
and I'm like, babe, where are you? And he's like, oh, you know, he's like all happy go doodle guy.
Happy go doodle guy. What's a go doodle guy?
And I'm like, babe, where are you? And he's like, oh, you know, he's like all happy go doodle guy, you know.
She's got the mental age of a kid. I love her so much, man. She's so amazing. Honestly, I wish I could be this dumb. I think there's a utility to be this dumb. To being this dumb, life must be actually quite fun. I'm not gonna lie. I think intellect is a prison. Every day I read my books. Every day I write. Every day I think. Every day I pontificate. Every day I philosophize, and my life is a hell. I'm a prisoner to my own thoughts. I'm a prisoner to my IQ level. But I think if I was dumb, if I was actually dumb, like single digit IQ, like didn't graduate high school dumb, I think my life would be so much better. The daffodils, AP, Richie Millie, Bentley, Louis Vuitton, you know, I'd like that. Life would be so much better, honestly. I wish I was that person. Wish I wasn't so smart.
Driving to Starbucks and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, whoa. He's like, what's up? He's like, what's going on? I said, the MO foe in front of me just threatened me and your kids. And he said,
the MO foe. The MO foe. I love her mummy voice. I guess she doesn't want to cuss in front of the kids, doesn't want to set a bad example on social media and stuff. The MO foe. What?
driving to Starbucks and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, whoa. He's like, what's up? He's like, what's going on? I said, the MO foe in front of me just threatened me and your kids. And he said he was gonna fuck me up. And Bren goes, what? He goes, what does he look like? What is he driving? And I said, he's in front of me.
Brendan again with a casual racism. What does he look like? Brendan trying to gauge if it's a black guy. Brendan trying to soft gauge if it's a black dude. What does he look like? Is he wearing a chain? Is he blasting hip hop music? Does he have Jordans on? Is he smoking weed? Did he say something about your bum? Oh, Brendan, what does he look like? Oh, this is a good screen grab, by the way. I need that screen grab. This is a fucking good screen. She looks really cute there. I need that fucking screen grab. I need that. Jesus Christ. Let's go.
He's in a white work truck. He is a Caucasian male. And
he's a Caucasian male, just like me.
And he was very aggressive towards me.
Why is she talking like a Karen? Why is she talking like she's talking like the police officers? He was very aggressive towards me, a Caucasian male. Fucking fed.
And this is what he said. He goes, I will be right there. And I said, thank you. I will be here too.
What kind of conversation is this they're having? Bren, a Caucasian male in a white work pickup truck threatened me and the kids. I will be right there. It's like, what type of conversation are they having on the phone?
So then I pull up to the window and I'm trying to get my stuff right. I'm like, oh, please hurry, give me the drinks, because the guy in front of me grabs his drink and he's trying to speed out, you know. And as I grab my drink...
So the guy's trying to leave. The guy that got into a passer with her got his drink and he's trying to speed out. And she's trying to hurry to what? Stop him. So that Brendan can get there and fuck him up. Huh?
And the guy has just turned. I'm trying to be right behind him in case Bren doesn't know what car it is. Or
oh my God. She's actually trying to make sure that Brendan knows who this guy, like, not even trying to like lower the temperature, maybe go somewhere, like, nah, she's actually starting to stoke the fires of this interaction. or of this fucking, you know, running they're gonna have with each other. What's she doing, bro? I want Brendan to know what car it is. So I'm standing here. It's like, oh yeah. This could have ended badly for everybody involved.
Who I was talking about. I grab my drink and I speed up. Next thing you know, I hear like screeching tires, and
and my pussy gets so fucking wet. I'm literally rubbing my nipples. I'm sticking my finger in my mouth. I'm covering my kid's face. I'm saying, babies, don't look at mummy right now. Mummy's doing adult things. And I'm moaning in the front seat of my G-Wagon. I am moaning. I am so hot. I'm so horny. The whole front seats are covered in jizz. And I'm just like, oh my God, my Bren is about to commit murder in front of my eyes. I've not seen this guy win a fight in years. And he's going to win a fight in our honor for our babies. And I'm going to get to come in the front seat of my G-Wagon with that face right there. And I'm going to cover my entire front seat, my entire steering wheel in my nice, pale Mexican sauce. And we're going to all be okay. This is so amazing. I can't wait. That screech legitimately was the only thing that has gotten me horny and hot since the Balenciaga bag that I purchased last weekend. Demna could never do this. Only Bren screeching tires of his red pickup truck that he's gonna give away, that he now has 160 miles in, is gonna give me this feeling. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Yo,
I'm like, oh shit, that's definitely gonna be Bren. So this guy is trying to get out of the driveway of like the gas station onto Ventura Boulevard, and Bren comes and intersects him in the middle of Ventura Boulevard. So this guy has no idea what's going on. He thinks he's God Almighty, calling me a bitch.
He thinks he's God Almighty. He thinks he's God Almighty calling me a bitch. Only God can call me a bitch. Only the Father up above. Only Father. Only Big God can call me a bitch. Ah, bro. She was in the front seat of her G-Wagon fingering herself at the thought of Brendan fucking putting this guy in a fucking chokehold. Yo, that's your husband and the father of your children. If he murders somebody in the streets, he's gonna end up in prison. No more T-Fat K. You might have to get your G-Wagon to get repossessed, you know. And I'm sure she's played it all out. If he goes away or if he gets blasted, it's a wrap. I don't think Papa Shorb is gonna support her unless she gives up the clunge to Papa Shorb. That would be wild, right? Brendan passes and then his dad ends up fucking hooking up with his widow. That'll be wild, but that'll be very on brand for them, to be fair. That'll be very on brand to see like Papa Shorb now hooking up with her. But she needs to relax, bro. Like, honestly, if anything, you should be protecting Brendan at all costs. Protect Brendan at all costs because he provides a lifestyle for everybody in that car. He puts the kids through private school. He provides her with a nice car with a big fat ring, a nice life. Like, don't be calling him to get in beefs. I wouldn't be doing that, really.
Saying he's gonna fuck me up, saying all these hurtful and horrible things to me, and thinking, oh, cool, I just get to leave now. Brent intersects him. So
she's so excited. She's so excited. You know what? I'm starting to understand now Brendan's hate for black people. I'm starting to get it. Maybe the hate for black people is because her type before she got with Brendan was bad boys. She liked bad boys, like gangsters. So she might have been with a few thugs, a few thugs, a few niggery thugs in her previous life. So maybe Brendan finds it hard to, like, you know, feels a bit emasculated that, you know, these hard ass criminal guys, and she used to love being the girl in the club, like, you know, having some other thug try and talk to her, and then she kind of like tells her boyfriend, hey, this guy said something about me. And then the guy goes over with a bottle of fucking champagne and smashes it over the guy's head, and they're all fighting, pulling straps out in front of each other in the club. Like, that gets her horny. Like, maybe that's why Brendan hates black people, because he's having to compete with legit fucking gang leaders and gang members and shit.
then now I come behind, so we basically sandwiched him in between like Bren's truck and my car.
Wow.
And out of nowhere, I see Bren get out of the car, like out of his truck, with like a death stare in his eye. Like all he saw was red. He was so upset. He slams the door and he tries to like open the passenger door of this guy's work truck, and it's locked. And he starts like yelling, open window, you know, and this guy looks over.
Wow. Brendan tried to open the guy's car door. Nah. This woman is fucking dangerous, bro. This woman is dangerous. That guy could have legitimately shot Brendan in the face. He would have every right to as well. With your fucking stand your ground self-defense rule. He could have had every right to do so. Brendan drives up, cuts him off, allegedly. They kind of sandwich him in the middle of the road so he can't get out of where he's at. Then Brendan gets out and tries to open the car door. Brendan's lucky he's still alive. This is a fucking insane story. This woman is trouble, man. She's fucking trouble.
And he doesn't know what just hit him, right? So then I come and he's like, roll the window down. And he rolls the window down and Bren just starts going off. He's like, how are you going to talk? This is my wife. He's like, what did you say? What did you tell her just now? He goes, oh, I didn't say anything. So then here I come and I'm like, really? You didn't?
Oh no, come on, man. They're already having a pretty tense and aggressive argument anyway. You don't need to go and add more fuel to the fire. No, babe, he actually did. He called me a fucking bitch. Honestly, Tiger can tell you. He called me a fucking dirty, stinking bitch. He called me a fucking stinking bitch. He even said, I don't even have a nice G-Wagon. He said my G-Wagon's like from 2001. But Bren, you know it's 2024 one, right? He said I got a 2001 G-Wagon. Honestly, he said my Rolex was secondhand. Yeah, he said that. He said the Rolex was secondhand. Like, what?
Say anything? You didn't just tell me in front of my kids 2 seconds ago that you were gonna meet up? Did you not say that? I said, or are you too scared now that I...
Big up NJ Ranger.
All he saw was red, and I said, Bren, sweetie, your hat is covering your eyes right
now. Yeah. All he saw was red, and actually, it was the fucking truck. He forgot to put the handbrake on. It was rolling back. It was a truck rolling backwards. He forgot to put it in park. His hat was too low. Brendan's LA Dodgers hat was too low. His Chiefs hat was too low. Brendan, all Bren saw was red, but I think that might have been the specialized merch that he's doing for the pickup truck giveaway. You know, if you win the truck, then you don't have to... Big up a Jane Ranger.
Called my little husband, who is not so little, and he's here.
Wow! She was trying to get Brendan more angry. You know what it reminds me of? Do you know, like, sometimes where, like, you're at home with just your mum? You know when you're younger and you piss off your mum, and then your mum says, wait until your dad gets back. Your dad gets back, and then your mum tells your dad about what happened, but your dad had some, like, tough day himself, so he's not really, like, you know, he's not really concentrating on what she's saying. But then she starts saying things to try to make your dad angry at you. You know? That's what she tried to do. She was trying to get Brendan to be angry and to, like, go into, like, violence mode. Bren, he even said you were some little guy. He told me to go get my little husband. He called you little. Oh, she was trying to get him hot. She was trying to get him heated.
And I told you he was gonna you up. I said, now you don't have the balls to say what you told me in my face. The sheer terror in this guy's face, I've never seen it. Listen, I'm not for violence.
What? I'm not for violence. Yes, you are. Yes, you are for violence. You are a violent person. You're just talking about an entire interaction that you could have dealt with yourself, like grown adults, between you and the driver. You could have ignored it. You could have kept it moving. But you specifically kept goading this situation. You called your guy to come down and fight a guy because of some, like, minor parking dispute you had with some dude. Come on, bro. I'm not for violence. Yes, you are for violence. You definitely are for violence.
But the happiness I felt to see this guy literally shit his pants and like be on the like crying, on the verge of crying, shaking, he didn't know what hit him, was the most gratifying thing.
Yo, this woman is sick. This woman is sick. She got a lot of gratification. She got a lot of gratification out of this guy shitting his pants. She wanted to see blood in it. She wanted to see blood. She wanted to see a broken arm. She wanted to see something. She wanted this guy to bleed. She wanted him to fucking scream out in pain. Wow, bro.
That I have ever experienced, because here you have my kids in the car crying because they're afraid. They're seeing their dad sticking up for his wife and his kids because it's unacceptable to have somebody talk to anybody like that.
Not really. It happens all the time. You don't have to go and call your husband to physically fight the person that said something bad about, like what? So if someone flips you off at a traffic light, are you going to take down their number plate and then tell Brendan to go and find them and fuck them up? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing?
Let alone a woman with their children in the car. And just seeing that and seeing him crumble because he's a coward, because maybe no one had ever stepped up to him or really faced him in other.
Yeah, exactly. Big up NJ Ranger. Again, if this woman got into it with me, exactly, NJ Ranger. If this woman got into it with me and called her husband, they'd end up on some airbrush t-shirt with Bappa's fat face on it. Exactly. Like, you're playing with fire, bro. Like, I keep telling you guys, like, one of the most distressful videos I've watched, and something that honestly, like, made me emotional watching it, was that video of that guy getting murked at a fucking gas station in America. I think the story goes, there's a dispute in a gas station. They're in a gas station shop buying whatever they're buying, and then two people get into an argument in the queue. Two guys. One of the guys says, "Okay, cool, I'm gonna fight you. Let's go fight outside." They go outside to fight, and then the guy that's losing, his girlfriend goes into the car, pulls out a gun, and then shoots the guy that's winning the fight because he was beating up her husband. And then when they went to court, I think they got found not guilty because technically she was like defending her guy or whatever. And it was like, it was a fight. Like, yeah, it's not a good thing, but it was like a fisticuffs that then led to just somebody getting murked. Like, just because, like, that shit broke my heart. Like, fuck, man. You could get into some like dispute with somebody over the fucking refillable drinks stand, right? And then suddenly, the next moment, you're waking up in ER with hardly a pulse. Jesus Christ, man. Really be careful. Like, you don't know who you're messing with outside. Like, and there's another video. Isn't there another video recently too? I saw on Public Freakout subreddit. I can't play it because I'll get fucking taken down. But there's a video on a Public Freakout video of a guy recently. I think he rolls up to a dude in a white pickup truck. A white dude comes out. He's arguing with some guy. It's a road rage dispute. And then he goes to open the door. As soon as he opens the door, the guy just shoots him twice in the face. Bang, bang. It's like, don't play with people, man. People don't want to be played with. Like, people don't want, like, don't put hands on people. Leave people alone. Because if you play the wrong people, they're going to legitimately turn your lights off permanently. Like, this woman is fucking crazy with your kids in the car as well. Like, fucking hell. At least diffuse the situation. Bring it down a couple temperatures. And all you need to do is just drive away. Like, come on, man. It's not like the guy followed you or anything. If anything, she was following him and cornering him and making sure that Brendan saw him when he got there. And she's like, what is this? Are you guys going to gang up on him? Are you all going to jump out the whip and like stomp him out? Like, what is this?
Ways when maybe he has spoken to other women like that. It was just really nice. And it was so rewarding to be able to say, oh yeah?
It was really nice and rewarding. Yo, this woman is sick. This woman is sick in the head. No wonder she deleted the video from YouTube. This woman is sick in the head. She's smiling and laughing at the image of this guy cowering and being scared and being frightened. It's filling her with joy. Yo, this woman is Cersei, man. This is the Mexican Cersei Lannister. She's all about the violence.
Here's my husband. Deal with that beast. Good luck. Unless you have a gun, there is no way on earth you're going to be able to defeat the beast of a husband that I have.
Oh my God. This woman might be the downfall of Brendan Schaub. More so than the subreddit. More so than Unique. More so than me and anybody else out there that might point and laugh at him. His own wife, the own mother of his kids, the person that sleeps next to him at night, she might actually be his downfall. This woman is psychotic, bro. Unless you have a gun, and even that, he's built like Wolverine, his body heals. It's like, what? Fucking hell.
So good luck. This guy, I think, probably got diarrhea instantly. He was shriveling. He was literally on the terror and on the verge of crying. And I stood up to him. And
Yo, big up Andrew Tate. Did they forget they have a daughter? Good point. Good point. But I guess maybe the mother-in-law might be looking after the daughter. Maybe one of the many nannies they have, because, you know, they have nannies, of course, but they don't talk about that too often. But yeah, I wonder, what is with that daughter? What's with the little critter? Somebody suggested on the Fighting the Kids subreddit, which is really sad, but somebody suggested in the Fighting the Kids subreddit that maybe because I think somebody saw pictures of the baby and allegedly it's not the cutest daughter in the world, like, you know, and some people are suggesting that maybe because the baby isn't like cute, that's why they don't talk about the baby too much. And I was like, oh, that's grim, bro. But that I could believe with Brendan and his woman. I could believe a scenario where they're kind of like, you know, a bit cool on the daughter because the daughter's not a cutie pie. That's horrible if true, but someone said that on the Reddit. I was like, God almighty, man. Hope that isn't true. I hope that isn't true.
And I got a little ghetto myself, guys. Even later, Bren was like, damn, why were you like shaking your head? And I was like,
ghetto.
because I was like, you don't understand how frustrating.
I got a little bit ghetto. There's nothing ghetto about you. Maybe this attitude you have is a bit trashy, but ghetto.
Was for him to actually give me the attitude and said, call your little husband. Then I did. I said, and you showed up at the perfect time it was meant to be. God was looking out. And
God was looking out. You think that was God interfering? You think that was God? This woman is going to be the death of somebody, bro. Jesus.
it was just really cool. So thanks, Bren, for being our superhero. The kids were really proud.
Bren's an interesting nickname for Brendan, isn't it? But I guess girls in general like to give their, you know, partners, boyfriends, whatever, like cutesy nicknames. But Bren's a weird one, like Bren. But I guess she wants to have like her own little name for him, her own little pet name, maybe. I don't know. Weird.
Proud of him. I told them that, you know, we should always stick up to bullies and defend people who can't defend themselves. And that guy shriveled when
I don't know. It sounds like you were the bully in this situation. I'm not going to lie. You guys had a little passer. You cornered him. You basically goaded him into kind of threatening you. Then when the guy came, you were still kind of adding fuel to the fire. I don't know. You seem like the bully. I think that guy isn't a bully. I think you're the bully.
he realized who he was messing with, and when he realized that someone did come to my rescue and was gonna stop him in his tracks, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do, and I wish I could tell you guys more of what it was, but
there's nothing more to tell us. That's the story. What more is there to tell us? What more happened? What?
yeah, that's kind of what happened.
I wish I could tell you more, but that's kind of what happened. Is that what she said?
Had come to my rescue and was gonna stop him in his tracks. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do, and I wish I could tell you guys more of what it was, but yeah, that's kind of what happened.
She's so dumb.
Just know that guy probably won't be back to my Starbucks.
That guy won't be back to my Starbucks. That guy won't be back to my Starbucks. Yo, these kids, man. Pray for Brendan Schaub's kids, man. That guy won't be back to my Starbucks. What the fuck does that mean? Does she have CTE too? Is that what the CTE get passed through people through, like, you know, bodily fluids and shit? Could she get CTE from Brendan having CTE? That guy won't be back to my Starbucks.
And he's gonna think twice next time he talks to somebody like that. That's what it was, guys. Hi, sorry. Oh, Tiger. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
What the fuck was that?
More of what it was, but yeah, that's
what the fuck was that?
kind of what happened. Just know that guy probably won't be back to my Starbucks, and he's gonna think twice next time he talks to somebody like that. That's what it was, guys. Hi, sorry. Oh, Tiger. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys. Sorry, picking up Tiger and the kids from school. Yeah, it's a very rewarding feeling, and I'm so proud of Bren. I told him, listen, whatever mess you want to leave in the house today, you want to leave socks, shoes all over the place, shit show, you got it. You're a superhero today. So yeah, guys, that's what happened. And after that, the guy, by the way, when Bren scared him to death, and you know, other things happened when the
What other things happened? Did he physically assault this guy? Do you think? I've got a feeling Brendan actually touched him, innit? Brendan must have like picked him up or something. But she doesn't want to say that because, you know, it might get him in trouble. Is that what she's trying to suggest? Brendan might have like put the guy in a headlock or something. Or picked him up and put him on his shoulder.
this whole thing was going on. The guy didn't know how to drive. He was trying to like put the car, I don't know if it was like in drive, I don't know if he had put it in park, I don't know what was going on, but the guy couldn't leave the spot because his truck got stuck. It's like when you put your car in like the wrong gear and you like try and rev the engine, it was like rah, rah, and he was trying so hard to get out of there and he just couldn't. Finally, when he figured it out and he put it in drive, the guy took off and he almost hit another car because he ran a red light. That's how frantic he was. He ran a red light and other people were honking at him. So dude, shout out to you. I know you're gonna have more respect for people now, and next time I hope you think twice about what you say, because like I said yesterday, you never know when a Brendan Schaub is gonna show up, and that's what you get. Bye.
Yo, fucking hell, man. This woman might get Brendan killed. I'm not even being hyperbolic, but this woman legitimately might get Brendan murked. She might get Brendan murked. She might get Brendan's snotbox rocked, as Hassan Campbell would say. Big up Hassan Campbell. She might get Brendan's snotbox rocked if she's not careful. And that guy is the main breadwinner of the household. He's the one that keeps the lights on. He's the one that pays the bills. He's the one that provides her with this fucking lifestyle that she has. She has to be very careful, man. Tread lightly, because this woman's enjoyment and glee that she gets from seeing her husband get into physical altercations on her behalf is a bit intense, man. It's a bit intense. She needs to chill the fuck out, because there's going to be somebody out there that won't give a fuck about Brendan, that won't give a fuck about him and a story and everything, and will just pull out their strap in defense of themselves and take his head off from his shoulders. She needs to be very, very careful what she wishes for or what she plays with. Jesus, man. What a psycho. What an absolute psycho. But yeah, I guess you end up with who you deserve, right? You end up with who you deserve, really. In life, there's no mistakes when it comes to your partner sometimes. You end up with exactly the right person that you need. Because Jesus, man, they are perfect for each other. They are the worst for each other, but definitely perfect for each other. 100% perfect for each other. What the fuck was that story? Fucking hell, what a psycho. My husband is on the way. Yeah. Anyway, let's hear BGL's opinion of this. Let's hear BGL, aka Marg's opinion on this Starbucks story. Let's hear what he has to say about this.
You were my superhero today, and always I hope you talk about it, which I think she's saying mention on the podcast or something.
Oh, that's nice.
But just know your kids and I were so proud of you, and how sexy you came to my rescue at Starbucks. Today I'll forgive you leaving your shoes on the floor and leaving a mess, right? So you go to the next one.
I like how she can't even post a fucking, like, you're my hero without, like, throwing him under the bus. It's like, bitch, you have a maid.
Yeah.
Every time I went over to his house, he had a maid there. Like, they have, like, a live-in maid.
But it's like,
wow. They have a maid. Brendan never talks about that, though, right? He said that having the kids is a beast. Summer holidays is a beast. Beast of a dad. Doing everything in that household. And they have a maid. That is wild. They have a maid and Brendan acts like they do everything themselves. Wild how exactly. Yeah, exactly. Blue collar guy with a maid, exactly, NJ Ranger. Just your typical working class, salt of the earth, blue collar guy who pays a maid 30 grand a year to sit in the house and look after our kids from time to time.
Like they're trying to be cute though. That's what it is.
I know, but also you'll notice like Joanna does this where she can't help but complain about shit. It's like, you know, and Brendan once told me she racks up like $40K in credit card like every month. Like,
wow. I've always wondered that myself because you go on her Instagram, you go on her Poshmark, unless everything is fake, this woman has expensive taste. I've always wondered, like, how the fuck does Brendan do it? That woman demands a lot of attention. He's got to put his kids through private school. He's got to indulge his own, you know, interest, house, mortgage, all this malarkey. Plus, he's got a wife that she's not going to wear a Casio watch. That woman's not going to wear a Casio. That woman's not going to drive a Prius, right? That woman is not going to be okay with just, you know, chilling at home. She's going to want to holiday certain places, whatever it may be. But she has an expensive taste and she doesn't work. Like, Brendan must be spending a lot of money just on her upkeep, just on keeping her entertained. And so far, we've got a figure from BGL, 40K a month it takes to maintain her lifestyle.
Like, and I hate to be like, you know, but fuck you, Brendan. You told people I broke into your fucking house, and then I worked part time for you.
Thank you for the flowers.
Fucking lied to the labor board about me. True pathological liar here. So it does give me joy to be like, oh yeah, Joanna can't help but get her little fucking digs in. Like, oh, forgive him. Like, first of all, he fucking owns the house. Like, to defend Brendan, it's like, bitch, if I'm the only person paying for this fucking house, I'll leave my shoes wherever the fuck I want.
He has a lot of shoes.
Yeah, right?
That's a good point. That is a very good point, to be fair. Even though his work ethic is not as good as he thinks it is, and whatever, and he's obviously not good at podcasting, and he's a pretty terrible personality, he does work very hard for the things that he has. And for this woman to be like playing like mummy wifey role and telling him to pick up his socks, it's like, bitch, you better pick up those fucking socks, right? I'm the one paying for your fucking Balenciaga shopping habit. I'm the one that makes you have that fucking Rolex on your wrist. I'm the one that gave you that diamond ring. You don't work she doesn't work at all. Zero. She doesn't even, the thing about this girl, she doesn't even have like she's not even the type of girl that has like her own TikTok where she does like makeup and then makes a bit of money on there on the side. She does nothing. Like zero jobs. She makes zero money of herself on her own, but she acts like she's the hardest worker in the world and then spends his money like it's her money and then tries to act like she can tell him what to do. Now I'm also starting to wonder, is that why she doesn't leave him when he cheats? I'm starting to wonder, is that why she doesn't leave him when he cheats? Because he makes the money, so he kind of gets to do what he wants to do. They've got some weird arrangement where he kind of convinced her that, hey, I make all the money, I afford you this lifestyle, you gotta let me fuck all the fucking road dog bitches and shit. If I go on tour and smash some random girls from fucking New Hampshire, I'm gonna do that. without feeling guilty. You know, maybe.
So many shoes.
It's like,
unfair.
here's an idea. Stay at home, mom. Pick my fucking shoes up. Like, what?
It's my favorite shoe. I drank out of it last night.
Oh, I'll forgive you. Yeah.
Yo, big up Young Old Vibes. Does selling her bags count? No, I don't think so. I'm talking more so about like making money out of like not stuff you bought and reselling it. I mean like just like generating some revenue stream. Reselling your thing, I don't think reselling your items you already own, I don't think counts as a revenue stream. She has no money coming in of herself. Like all the money that she gets is through Brendan. I think that's a bit concerning. And I don't know, maybe in terms of a relationship dynamic, power dynamic, I just wouldn't want that. If I was a girl, or if I was a woman, I wouldn't want to be that dependent on somebody for my day-to-day. Not even just for my, like, you know, treats and whatever, cool. But for my day-to-day, like, I don't think I'd want to put that much power in their hands anyway. You know? Kind of want to have my own shit. And if they can add to that, cool. But I wouldn't want me to be completely dependent on that one person.
I'll forgive you for not contributing anything financially to this situation ever in your life.
So what?
Yeah, he's right. He's right. BJ was actually right in this remark. BJ was actually right in this remark. Brendan can leave his shoes and socks wherever the fuck he wants. He pays for everything there, and she can probably kick rocks, but that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Next, Marg on Sean Strickland. Let's hear this one. This clip is for courtesy of the interview with Sean Strickland on that Build a Belt podcast. Let's hear them talk about Sean and Gabe. Or no, Sean, whatever they're talking about. Let's play the clip. It doesn't matter who they're talking about. Let's see.
You know what's funny is so because I saw this. I don't know. I wish I would have seen. Brendan blocked me, so I can't look at his shit. But I told you guys.
He finally got blocked. He finally got blocked by Brendan. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Before how when Sean Strickland came to do the Food Truck Diaries, like. He was just talking like now I know him more and it's funny, but at the time like I was like caught off guard because he comes up and he's like, "What's up, man? What do you do around here besides having nuts the size of raisins?" I was like, "Okay," like first thing you say to me as I'm like holding the door for you. But he was actually very cool. Like I was like, that's very much Sean Strickland. You know, it's like it's like you got the Sean Strickland treatment. He's just like, "Yeah, this motherfucker, you're 5'2", motherfucker." You know, like he was on the whole time, and part of my job was to be like a liaison, like when. You know, the fighter isn't doing anything, I get to like bring them into the studio and like talk with them one-on-one. So I had a good conversation with him. Like I do think Sean is a good dude. A lot of contradictions and he's nuts, but like
he's a rough first impression.
Well, yeah. Like
he's good doucheable.
But knowing that like you know, he went on to like
he's good doucheable. It's very, very funny. He's good doucheable. It's super funny.
Win the belt and shit after that, and like I don't know, the whole like Brendan has his heart on for sandals. It's like, isn't that more badass? He like rides a Harley and to like my outfit with sandals on. I'm like, that's way riskier than fucking having a full getup. But anyway, I forget if I told you this, but he must have cut 20 minutes out of that episode because Sean was roasting the entire fuck out of him.
Oh man, release the Strickland cut. Release the Strickland cut. I'd love to see that fucking 20 minutes I was cut out of it, because that episode of fucking Food Truck Diaries, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again, just as part. Maybe I'll do it on the Patreon or something. That's actually a fun episode. That was a really legitimate fun episode. Brendan didn't know what to fucking do. Sean Strickland came in hot. He came in hot. He was just going at Brendan, mocking him, saying things, going on tangents. Like, he didn't know what to do. He was so confused, so bamboozled. He had no idea how to riff, how to do anything. But I would pay some good money to see that other episode they're talking about, 404. That is wild, bro.
And Mr. I'll Light You Up had nothing to say.
Oh,
he had zero comebacks.
Do you remember anything he said?
Yes, yeah. He goes, he looks at the camera because he's really good to like to have this 3-camera setup. So it's like you're talking. There's a camera here, there's a camera there, and then a camera in the middle. At least like 5 times when you're outside of the food trucks you're standing, he would turn right to the camera and like do like a wrestling promo. So he'd be like, "Motherfucker, people are soft these days. You know who's a real man? Patrick fucking Swayze. Everyone's a pussy these days. Fucking snowflakes. You need to grow your fucking nutsacks. Put a little hair in your chest." So he'd do these like macho, like, and he'd do it right to the camera multiple times too, because he'd be like talking to Brendan, and he's like, that fucking reminds me, people are pussies these days. Fucking, what do you want? Communism to win, you know? But it was like super entertaining, and he kept ripping on Schaub randomly. He's like, I'm trying to put people to sleep in the octagon. This motherfucker's putting people to sleep in the comedy clubs.
Jesus Christ. I would have loved to have seen that, man. I would have loved to have seen that material. 20 minutes of him going in on Schaub, and Schaub just deleted it. Oh, man. He's no fun. That guy is no fucking fun.
That's awesome.
So he was like ripping on his stand-up, and like, you know, he's like, when are you gonna fucking quit stand-up, bro? You suck. Like, shit like that. Where it's just like, now you're like working there.
Yeah.
And I'm like taking pictures for social media, like in the background, and you're just kind of like, this is so awkward. I want to like teleport out of the situation. because you can't laugh at it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Oh,
You're like,
yeah,
and you see Brendan like gritting his teeth, like fake smiling at him, like trying, but he had nothing to say in response.
Yeah.
No comment.
And later he was talking about how pissed off he was. He was like, I was ready to jump over the fucking table and beat his ass. And I'm like, you know, it's funny because he beat the shit out of Israel Adesanya. So like, I don't think you at 40 who never trains would like really stand a chance against, you know, like one of the best fucking strikers in the entire UFC right now. But okay, tell yourself whatever you want.
Now I kind of want Sean Strickland on, but I'm worried that he'll make fun of me and you, Jardo.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm not going to fight back, dude.
I think it's all in good fun. It was just a little jarring because like MMA fighters are so respectful normally. And I bet like I got to meet so many of them, like Cheeto Vera and Alex Volkanovski and Tim Kennedy. All these guys are so nice. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of personalities like Sean Strickland, but that is just his mode.
Yeah.
But when somebody, you're like, it's like 9 a.m. I just showed to work. Some guy's like calling me fucking tiny nuts. It's like, that's interesting. You know? So it's like a little bit like, it shook me up. But then I was like, okay, he does that. You know, he just ripped on Schaub for fucking 20 minutes straight. So
damn,
call it Cooney small teeth. Dude.
Well, maybe, but also I have a hairy chest, so maybe you said you like put hair on your chest. I got that already.
Yeah, so. I think he has real disdain for influencers. That seems to be like the target of his ire a lot. He's like,
it's a little
fucking influencers aren't human and this and that. But
like Schaub.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could like. My takeaway from that, you know, where he's like preemptively going on his page to fucking shit on him is like, I think Sean has disdain for him.
Yeah.
Right. And I think he kind of puts him in this, because like Sean's one of these guys where like he has millions of dollars now, you know, after doing like a pay-per-view with fucking, what's his face, DDP. How does he dress? No. He wears Wranglers and fucking Walmart t-shirts, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, somebody said that to me. And I don't know. It's just funny because it's like, bro, you didn't have any of that energy when like, you saw Sean Strickland in person.
No.
And you're funny. Like he thinks sandals is the ultimate clapback. And as like someone from California, I'm like, I fucking love wearing sandals. They're the best. Like you're never gonna be able to tell me like I'm gay because I like to let my feet breathe.
There's nothing wrong with sandals, but it's also weird that Brian wears sandals. His co-host wears sandals.
Yeah.
The thing about the sandals for me, just if you can make the effort to put on a pair of skinny jeans and a fucking t-shirt, put on some shoes. That's my only issue I have with the sandals.
Yeah, I kind of get that because I know he's like pushing him and shit like that, but like, it is like I kind of get that it's like, hey, we're on camera right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not fucking walking to go get a smoothie.
Sandals are great. Time and a place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, time and a place. So he's pushing him and shit. Right. So I get the disdain, but I just refuse to buy into this idea.
It's we talking about Manuel B. So here's a little clapback from.
Yo, big up to Game Breed Footballer. Nothing wrong with Crocs. Hey, don't call me out and don't point out that I'm a hypocrite. Don't point out my hypocrisy, okay? You know I hate it. You know I like to morally grandstand. You know I like to get on my high horse. So don't call out my hypocrisy. You know I don't like that shit, okay?
From Strickland, he says, B-Shop, we all know you learned to work on a stick on Manuel. Or Manuel. Bro, I posted a video of me doing donuts all the time. And then let's see.
Wait, could you zoom in again? Because I couldn't read the whole thing. We all know you learned to work on a stick on Manuel. I like that he picked up on it. Bro, post videos of me doing donuts. Bro,
all the
all the time in a...
And let's see if the next one is... Okay, so it's right here. In a standard, you have 30 different Karen models of gravel to mall driving, and you still rolled the truck.
I don't even know what that means, but I'm glad that he clapped back because I was like, no fucking way Sean's just going to let that bullshit slide.
Yeah. Maybe he's saying like you went out and tried to do a donut for the first time in dirt when you could have just went to the mall parking lot.
Yeah, you have 30 different Karen modes of gravel to mall driving.
Mall driving.
It's just so funny to go out of your way to make fun of Shab for something that is ridiculous that he does. Like, why does he have such an issue with electric cars?
Yeah.
And it's a stupid opinion. And so Sean Strickland, it was the last person you'd think that would come at him from this angle. Is like, you know what? Me too. I also think you're stupid.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is funny because it's also one of these, he digs his heels in on stupid things like Crocs are terrible. And it's
Yeah.
how do you give that much fucking mental energy to footwear? I don't know. You know, like, but your dumbass fucking Nikes that you have 5,000 pairs of.
Well, it's him emulating what comics do. Comics get annoyed by silly things, but he's really bad at it.
Yeah, I personally think the hate he has for electric cars is this way. It's twofold. I think it's his attempt to like seem interesting or to seem like, I wouldn't even say maybe even intelligent. He thinks because he has a hard line in the sand about certain things, or he has strong views about certain things, it makes him seem like he thinks about things a lot. It's sort of like a subtle and not so subtle signifier that he thinks about things, they're on his mind and shit, and he has strong thoughts about them and he follow through based on his actions. I think that's part of what the road's all about. I think so. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's about. I think that's what it's about. Okay. Moving on from that one. Big everybody tuning in. If you like the stream, make sure you like it. If you like the stream, make sure you like it. Make sure you like it. Let's see what else I have on here before I have to leave you guys for a bit. What else do I have on here? I posted that. I posted this. I did the Mark thing. I did the homeless cat thing. Yeah, we did that. Okay, cool. Not as often. We got to wait for fucking Fighting the Kid later. Fighting the Kid's happening later on, and I'm thinking about at 1 p.m. So I might be back for that later on to do a little Fighting the Kid, little watch along thing. I think so because that's going to be later on. But for now, I think I might have to love you and leave you guys. I think I might have to love you and leave you and come back on the other end. I still got a Taz to do as well. So before I do the other episode, I'll probably do a Taz. So keep an eye out for that one. But for now, I think that might be, I don't think I have anything else I want to check. Let me actually quickly check if I've got anything on my phone here I want to talk to you about. Make sure you like the stream as well, by the way, down below. Please like the stream. Don't be fucking stingy. That'd be greatly appreciated. What are you guys saying in here? Crocs are sad people that want to write that. Yeah, Crocs. Booth McGee. Yeah, I agree with that. Booth McGee. Crocs are like slides for people who want to hide their toes. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't really like showing off my toes, but I like to wear Crocs. They're comfortable. I've got quite a few pairs of those. I agree with that one. That you're entirely correct with that take. But yeah, I don't think I've got anything else I want to talk about, do I? Oh, let's do Shik's move. Let's do Shik's move and New Warrior more. Let's do that one, and then I'll do another couple other ones as well. Let's do Shik moves. I have 2 times I usually catch going early or 5 minutes before it ends. Yeah. Big up Peter. Yeah, you know how it is, man. You know how it is. Let's do Chick's move. Chick's move. This is a really funny fucking update actually. Let's do Chick's move. Bear with me 1 second. 1 second though. Let's go on Chick's moves page and let's talk about the Joe Budden New Warrior more stuff. I think that beef is super funny. So as you guys know, I've been a big fan of the Joe Budden podcast. I don't listen to it too much anymore since the breakup, but ever since the breakup with the original host or the original co-host in Rory and Moore, there's been an ongoing spat between these guys. They've been hurling insults at each other and accusations and shit. But it does look like most people, I think, with a rational brain, believe Brendan and Moore and Rory's point of view or way of interpreting the events, that most likely Joe was at fault. but a lot of people still kind of ride with Joe. But I think most people with a brain believe that Rory and Moore's account of what happened when they broke up is probably more correct than wrong. But I guess Joe Budden doesn't like that. He doesn't like that people would think he's a liar or think, you know, that he's kind of purposely misleading people on what actually happened. So he's obviously not happy about it. And they've got this ongoing static and beef between them, which I fucking love. So this is a video courtesy of Chicks Move. The title is Rory exposes Joe Budden for lying about seeing him. So allegedly, these guys are not friends anymore, by the way. No one's friends. Rory and Moore have gone to do their own thing. Joe Budden's doing their own thing. But allegedly, Rory Podcast had to move studio recently, right? He had to move location. And now they've got this new location in Dawson, which might have a lot more room than the room that we've ever had in the other place. So let's check this out anyway. Let's check out this video courtesy of Chicks Move. Big up the one and only Chicks Move. Let's see what he's saying here about Rory exposing Joe Budden's interaction with him. Big up Chicks Move. Big up Chicks Move. Let's go.
YouTube. Chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, Chicks.
Chicks Move. Hey, Chicks Move. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Looks like we...
Yo, big up Adam B. Sorry, I couldn't finish the 12-minute video. I don't blame you, brother. No worries. Did Yasiel Puig show up at the end? Spoilers. No. At the end, the story was shit. At the end, she calls Brennan to come down because the guy says what he says. They get into the heated battle, and she brings down Rendon. Brendan comes 1 second after, screeches the car in front of the guy's pickup truck, and they get into some sort of shouting match. That's it. No fucking hands are thrown. No one gets kicked. No one gets punched. No one gets choked out. Nothing happens. It's just the guy saying something untoward towards a girl, and then it's them basically saying enough is enough, and they're gonna go and fuck up that person. So that's what happened. Nothing else happened. So big up Chicks Move. Let's get to this video.
It just might be getting some much needed healing on both sides. Well, at least I hope so. Now, last weekend, Joe and Rory went to the Lucky Day concert in New York City. Okay. No, they did not pull up together. Both guys just happened to have good relationships with Lucky Day. Joe was asked on a podcast, did you see anybody there that you knew? And how would you have handled it if they came up and spoke to you? If you guys did not watch that video, please make sure you guys go check it out here. Joe actually ends up going on a rant, talking about friendships, and then talking about the last time he saw Rory. He tried to speak to him, extend an olive branch, but Rory was not budging. Joe pretty much painted Rory as somebody who has not gotten over their friendship ending, and also somebody that needs to go heal. Here's what Joe said.
It feels like it's a continuous thing.
I love Joe Budden. Joe Budden's gaslighting abilities are wonderful. Him telling you need to go heal because you don't want to talk to him because of something that you felt he'd done wrong to you. It's fucking brilliant, man. Fucking brilliant gas level skills there from fucking Joe Budden.
Not a problem, but something like there's still tension after years and years and years.
I think it's the way that I detach from people.
People take offense to that.
Yes. People that think that we have developed a lot of equity, a lot of experience, a lot of time in the relationship. The way I detach cold.
Cold turkey, you go.
That's not true at all. He hasn't detached cold at all. He keeps talking about these guys. They keep talking about him. There's no detaching of cold. Now it's a cope.
I get cold. I get cold. I do it with my girl. I do it when I start feeling hurt or taken advantage of or some shit, I get real cold and I just don't feel anymore. So if we have all of these years.
Oh, God almighty, this fucking guy.
Years of experience and years of just XYZ, that can look away and come off away. And if you don't get closure for that or you don't heal from that, then you carry that for years and years and years and years. I think that's what the habit is. At some point, me and it stopped talking. I feel like there was something worthwhile there that at some point it was like, hey, nigga, let's kick it.
Right.
And if it ain't nothing worthwhile, it ain't nothing worthwhile here. But I don't have no problem with your man.
It's so funny.
I don't have no problem with your man.
So if he would have came and tried to have a conversation with you, would you engage?
I don't know about that.
You know what I'm processing?
Because I tried to have that conversation in the 40-40 when Ice wore the fucking Mexican outfit for Cinco de Mayo. All of us went in the 40-40. Niggas went over there, greeted him and everybody else over there. I went to do the same because I'm a man and an adult, and he showed his ass.
He got pissed off.
You only get one time to show your ass.
He got pissed off. He got embarrassed in front of all the baddies. That's what he's really pissed off about.
You don't just keep getting times to give me your ass to kiss because you hurt. You get one time to speak to me like that.
Okay.
And if I love you enough to not knock your entire head off your shoulders, then I'm gonna just walk away and not speak about it ever again. There's no harm for me.
Well, today on the new Rory and Mal podcast, episode 293, Rory actually spoke on the situation and gave his own perspective on things.
Okay,
According to Rory, not only did he not see Joe at the show, but the man was having a great time with his girl. Here's what Rory said.
Sometimes there's just very deep-rooted pain, and sometimes you just go to a Lucky Day show with your girl and don't even know someone's around you.
Exactly.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
That happens a lot. Sometimes you don't bump into anyone or see anyone.
Wasn't your lucky day.
Telling somebody they need to go heal when they're having the time of their life with their girl at an R&B concert and you're staring at them, I think, who needs to heal in this situation?
These guys are fucking brilliant, man. These guys are fucking brilliant. The beef will never end. I like it because it's clearly real. It clearly disappointed them. Clearly made them look at him another way, considering how much money he wastes on shit. You know, just fucking quiet. But anyway, what can you do? Anyways, my friends, that's it for now. I'm going to go on a bit of a break and I'm going to come back later on with a Taz. And I'm going to come back later on with a random show. And then I'm going to update my Patreon. So keep an eye out for all my content stuff. You'll be able to see some updates happening very, very soon. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you all. Make sure you like the stream down below. And I'll see you all again in a few hours, okay? Thank you for tuning into the random show. It's been a fucking brilliant to have you here. And we're going to see you again very, very soon, okay? Cool. Have a good one, my people. Peace.